What the hell is going on around here? Da-da-dunt, da-da-dunt. Damn, Gina, as well as Cam, Cam Billings, letting me know what the hell is going on around here. So, shout out to Cam who just sent me a tweet, which is kind of amazing to think about this. Breaking news: the Dallas Cowboys, who basically gave away Amari Cooper for a sixth-round draft pick, or excuse me, a fifth-round pick in exchange of six-round picks. Um, Apparently were in the market for Devante Parker, who ultimately went for a third-round pick. So that didn't happen. New England evidently had the better offer for them. But what this actually does is lets you know. I'm not saying that that was the be all end all, but that lets you know that the Cowboys are in the market for another wide receiver and that they're not satisfied with what they have at the moment. And that at least they are turning over the rocks to say, we won't sign free agents, but maybe we'll make a trade for a guy. So that lets you know that there are guys out there. I mean, there is like Brandon Cooks is out there that could possibly out there. If they were, and there's DJ Metcalf for the right price that's out there. So it's conceivable that the Dallas Cowboys could be trying to make a move. Now, if you were able to get another receiver, and although I sit here and look at this, and in some regard, unless there's some dynamic, okay, this is the thing right now. Unless there's some dynamics of a problem with Amari Cooper being on the team, things that we're not privy to, if it's getting along in personalities, not everybody is a perfect fit and things like that. If that is another issue, then okay, so be that. If you're looking at production wise and capabilities, you have to look at Amari Cooper and say Amari Cooper has more than Devante Parker. That they're not the same as far as players on the field. But having a great player doesn't always mean that you're going to get great play out of them. There can be conflicting personalities. There can be lack of desires. There can be complacency. And that's the part that we don't have the full picture here of. If it's, I play when I want to play, or, I don't like getting punched in the mouth and I wilt at the competition. That's something that you can't deal with as far as ability goes. But Devante Parker, the Cowboys evidently, this kind of lets you know, to me, in my mind, okay, and this is just a summation of my own personal thoughts. In my mind, if you're saying that, we'll pay $6 million of dead money and only get a fifth round draft pick in return for Amari, and then turn around and say, we want to get Devante Parker, who is not as talented or does not have the resume that Amari Cooper, then that says that there is other extenuating circumstances that are going on or were going on that they needed the feeling to remedy the situation. And that the second part of this that you now understand is that the Dallas Cowboys now look and say, we need to give another weapon for Dak Prescott. So there's two places you can get this help. You can go, three. You can look at the free agent market, which is kind of dried up right now. You can look at the trade market, which there apparently are players out there now. It's cool to trade, great wide receivers and get a boatload of draft picks. Unfortunately for the Cowboys, they can't afford to say, let's throw our whole draft in like Miami did to get a Tyreek Hill, because they have other holes in the situation. If you are able to get a guy who is not like, say DK Metcalf, that costs you a second or third or fourth round draft pick that'll bring you better production. And to me, in my mind, I know people will say I'm crazy, but the production that we had to replace, okay, here's what we have to replace. Last year, Amari Cooper, he did miss 2 games, ended up with 865 yards, 10 TDs. That's not a monster season. That's great, but that's not completely irreplaceable. We also have to replace Cedric Wilson, but Cedric Wilson and Michael Gallup, you almost have to say, is the same guy. Because basically when Michael Gallup wasn't there, Cedric Wilson got his opportunities. So between the two of them, you look at and say, that's a 1,000-yard receiver. If you take their yardage between the two of them, combine it, that's basically the production that you got. So you have Michael Gallup, who probably, if the Cowboys say he's only ready for, or be ready for 3 games, you got to look at it and say, quite frankly, that means he's probably going to miss half the season, which means you're going to have to worry about him. But you do have a James Washington that you also brought in as well. So the Cowboys definitely are in the mood for, are definitely on the move for a wide receiver. Now, if they can, here's the thing here. If they can replace the production with a later round draft pick or a free agent signing, there is Odell that's out there, but Odell is in the same boat as Michael Gallup and is probably not going to be ready to start the season. If they're able to do that, then that opens up the draft for ultimately best player available, with the exception of you need a guard. You need a guard. So you're up to date with that situation. Now, here's the second part of the equation. What's interesting is the Philadelphia Eagles are probably in the market for a quarterback. Not this year, but next year. They have actually traded, and let me make sure I get this straight, the number 16, 19 pick and the 194th pick to the Saints in exchange for the 18th pick, the 101 pick, the 237 pick, and a 2023 first-round pick, and a second-round pick in 2024. So what this is them looking and saying, we got 3 number ones. Do we want to blow our wad with all these number ones this year? Or do we look at this and say, we're better off having 2 number ones and 2 number twos next year, and maybe we look at getting the quarterback? So this definitely is another case of the Eagles basically saying, Jalen Hurts, it hurts so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on. I can't remember my song. But, Philly, Jalen Hurts is no good, okay? Come on, Philly, Hurts ain't no good. Sometimes the draft pick don't work like it should. You know that Hurts ain't no good. That's how it goes. That's how it goes, Philly. I have to get it back together. But this says to me that they know that the quarterback market is terrible this year. And looking at the New Orleans Saints without Sean Payton, understanding that they are in cap hell, that they probably will be worse next year, and that they will have a higher first-round pick. So we got all kinds of stuff going on. So you're up to speed. We'll be back in less than 4 hours for our live stream, bringing you all the news. Peace.